now I call Mr. Schneider from Schneider Digital Germany. Yes. You would sit here.
Okay. Welcome. My name is Josef Schneider. I come from Germany, and the company, I was the founder of the company Schneider Digital. I founded the company in 1995 already, so we are in long term in the market for professional hardware. We started with graphic cards, so we are the first NVIDIA distributor in Europe, the first NVIDIA Quattro distributor, and the last 3D Labs OpenGL graphic card distributor. And we started in 2005 with stereoscopic content. We started with auto-stereoscopic screens, where you don't have to wear glasses. And in this developing monitor technologies, we will get in touch with the company US Planar. And since 2005, we are selling passive stereo displays. Planars has sold the business unit with the stereoscopic monitors 2013 to a Finnish company which is not anymore cares about LCDs. They only care about organic displays, and so our customers asking for replacement of damaged planar screens, and that was the beginning for us to think about to build our own screen. So 2015 we started with the development of the PluraView display I present now in this presentation. So passive stereo means that we have for each eye one screen. That's a good thing that we have no, the stereoscopic image is only based on filter technology, so we have no active electronics in front of us, and we have 90-degree different angles in the polarization, so we have a linear polarization. This means that if you have a view on the screen, it is important that you have a straight head. If you rotate your head, then you get crossing the images. So that's the only negative thing. But if you have straight your head, then you have a great stereo image with great eye separations. This shows the history of the 13 years of passive stereo technology. So the passive stereo market is really since 13 years in the market. It is the technology with the highest accepted user feedback. It starts with 17-inch, 20-inch, 24-inch, and today we have also the same kind of sizes screens, but we have total different resolutions. We have now Full HD already in a 22-inch size screen. We have 2.5K resolution in 27-inch, and we have 4K per eye in the 28-inch screen. The benefits of the passive technology is that we can go up to 4K resolution. Maybe in the future we can also try to, if it makes sense, to go up to 8K per eye. We have to see what the market says. It is totally flicker-free. We have no interfering with light sources like energy lamps or like sunlights. It is so bright because we have two screens with 300 nits, and the 27-inch has also 350 nits brightness. So we have 700 nits brightness in the field, so we can go really in a stereo screen directly on a window. It's plug and play, so we can run on AMD cards, on NVIDIA professional cards, but we can also, if the software support a side-by-side stereo viewing, we can also use onboard graphic cards from Intel, for example. Or we can connect native cameras, so we don't need a computer between the screen to see stereoscopic content. We have a very wide vision angle. This means that a group of people can have a look on the screens. And very important is the software certification. So we are also in the graphic card market very well connected to software vendors, and so we typically provide software vendors our screen for certification, or we go with them to exhibitions, like we do here in this user conference with Rakus. This is a summary of benefits and advantage of the PluraView technologies. And like I told you, the passive stereo monitors have the highest user acceptance of any display technologies in the market. This comes because this really PluraView users can work relaxed on window seats, and that's the reason about the high brightness. The flicker-free stereo display with the highest resolution measurably increase the motivation of the users, so you have very motivated users at the end. Different words. And that's very important because if you have to work concentrated for a long time, in years, the motivation of the users is very important for you if you're running a company. And we have already a very long-term experience, even in the military. They use it in the 3-time shift since 10 years. For example, the German Bundeswehr uses technology, and still the same workers are working with the screens, and they still accept this kind of hard work in stereo. With the increasing the resolution up to 4K, we get now new benefits, for example, in the laser scanning and the BIM market, because we can use, for example, native Faro scans and can display them already in 4K resolution, and that gives us a very good feedback about the geometry, about what's happened in front, so you can good interpret the things you see. We have now also, since this year's, a VR system available. This means that we have between the both screens, we have 2 tracking cameras, and so we can navigate with our head movement, and we have object tracking, so we can use tools for manipulation the object by hand. So that is interested, for example, in the medical market, it is interested in the CAD market, or it can be helpful if you have a non-professional users and he has no experiences with mouse interaction, for example. What is our comparison things is the alternative monitor technologies. We have in the field the active screens, quite cheap, but with the active technology we have quite heavy glasses. We have always a flickering, even if the light is turned off. If the light is turned on, you have even more flickering, and this makes you very soon tired. The other thing is on the active technologies that you have always a mask of the LCD very sharp in front. So it is not possible with active stereo to show a fully homogeneous image surface. You always have the feeling that you have a view through a mask. And different to the active, we have the circular polarized screens in the market. This allows you to rotate your head, and you still have stereo view, but it cuts you the resolution by 50%. So with 50% less resolution, it's not possible that you can measure accurate enough, and also it's hard to read numbers, or you lose a lot of pixels. And brightness for sure, because you have only one screen. You have filters on the screen and you have filters on your glasses, so you lose a lot of brightness. And then we have the auto-stereoscopic display still available also, but this is definitely not possible to use it in the photogrammetry market. It is more interested in maybe in medical or in advertising, that you say, okay, people walking around and simultaneously say, capture an image and say, oh, interested, I want to see what this is. By the while of 13 years, we found a lot of applications outside the photogrammetry market, like in the microscopic, biochemical, gas and oil, or in archaeology, or in crystallography, and interested also the computer tomograph and surgical planning operations. It's very interested to use the screens. And more interested is also the 3D city model visualization. So every big city is now preparing their 3D city models, and if you can show them a fly through their city in 3D, that makes them very happy. And it's also for non-professionals good to understand what they see. Like I told you, for me it's very important to get in touch with the software vendors, and so we have, this is only the reference list on the geospatial market, so we really have screens in the headquarter of Hexagon or of Esri, for example. The Esri story is quite nice. We helped Esri to get in their new application Arcis Pro native stereo. So Arcis can visualize now point clouds, meshes, and stereo pairs, native stereo without a plugin. It's plug and play. It's a new source code. It's based since ArcGIS 2.2 available, and yeah, that's important to get the certification of the software vendors, to help software vendors get stereos. That's what we can provide them. These are some examples where we stay on the booth of big ISVs. So last year we also support Racus on the Intergeo, and hopefully we can support you this year as well with a screen. And maybe also with a workstations, and you have the best performance available. By the while, we have two different constructions. So the left screen is a 22-inch. It has a little bit different construction, and it needs also different space on the desk. So it is made for really as a photogrammetry mass production, so that you can put on a small table and a lot of screens. And it has also a very good price performance. It starts at 3,950 euros. And then we have the bigger scaled construction. It's for the 2.5K and 4K displays available. All screens has integrated a display port card. This means you don't have to put additional hardware in your computer. You can connect also screens directly to your laptop. Also electronic power supplies, all integrated. This shows some measurements. I have brochures with me, so you can go then in the details. We are not limited on the screen itself, so we are a full service provider. So we have, for example, the distribution of the soft mouse, of the Stealth 3D mouses. We have those devices always in stock. So it's not that you say, I need one, and then we ordered, so we have some that we can ship immediately. That's a different mice technologies. This is interested for the laser and point cloud, where you can fly in 6 axes of freedom through the points, and that's quite nice for city model presentations. This is still our graphic card experience with AMD Radeon Pro and NVIDIA Quattro cards in different performance and price levels. And we are also very proud to have now this year a new workstation platform announced. It's based on AMD Threadripper CPUs. The Threadripper CPU is a very big sized CPU. The size of the CPU is really this size. And the benefit is that we have up to 32 cores has space on this CPU. It starts with 8 cores, 12 cores, 24 cores, up to 32 cores, and the socket is stable till 2020. And the pricing starts for 350 euros for the 8 cores and ends at 1,700 euros for the 32 cores. So it's a very good price performance between. So you can grab out the CPU numbers of cores you need. And even the 32 core CPU has 3.0 gigahertz base clock. So this means all Intel technology Xeon CPUs typically have, if they have more than 8 cores, the speed of the clock goes down. So they have only then 2.2, 2.3 gigahertz. And the Threadripper means that we have the high clock even if all cores are loaded by 100%. That's interested, and also that we have on the Threadripper 64 PCI express lanes available. So this allows us, special for the point cloud and for the photogrammetry market, that we put in a lot of M.2 PCI Express SSDs. So we can build local inside the machine, and this shows the second card of this machine. This is a card. It has place for 4 M.2 SSDs, and we built a RAID on a card and with a transfer rate of 14,000 megabyte per second data read performance. And the write performance is up to 8,900 megabyte per second. And that's with low heat, low power consumption, and very fast and less latency. That could be very interesting. We all, 2009, we have developed also a big scale stereoscopic display system. So we have a technology we can cluster unlimited sources of lights to pixels with 8,000, 12,000, 15,000 pixels, and all those installations running with 120 hertz. The display itself is a standard measure is 6 meter wide, 3 meter height, 4K resolution, and this system is standing free in the room and has wheels, so you can move it, for example, and it needs only a space of 70 centimeter in the depth, and that makes it very interesting for automotive, where we sold in the past the most of those systems to Daimler, to Audi, to Airbus, to Honda, around over the world. We have installation, also 3 installation in China, in Korea, in Japan, in South America, in Argentina, and so on. So because a 4K stereoscopic display system with only 70 centimeter space is very unique. We have also some nice product website, PluraView.com, VRWall.com, and GraphicCards.com. So you can check on these sites and happy to make this presentation for you here. Thanks a lot.
Any questions?
Then I hope you can have a view on the screen, so I will be
Yeah, there
here.
is a screen at the back. You can see stereo. Okay, this ends this session. We have a coffee break now, and we come back.